Hello, my name is Collection Connoisseur. I collect digital thingamabobs and video games, and today I'm playing Monster Train. Today on Monster Train, we will be playing as the Stygian with the Hellhorned as the secondary clan. Last time we played as this, which was a long time ago, Covenant Rank 1 was the last time we've actually played with these. And last time we did that, we had the primary clan, the primary champion for the Stygian Guard. So let's do the Exiled, which is Solgard the Martyr. Always an interesting one. Now, what would we like to do here? Torch or Queen's Impling? I'm kind of tempted to do Queen's Impling, but really with Solgard the Martyr, we probably should do Torch, because it cares so much about spells. So yes, let's do Stygian Hellhorned, and let's go. Alright, Ascend a Unit is a pretty interesting one, Hidden Passage. I actually like this card. Even though we haven't mastered it yet, I do think this card is pretty decent. Energy Siphon is a pretty decent card, especially with the Stygian. I mean, of course you're going to have it with the Stygian, but still, I think it's a pretty decent card to have. I like it against bosses. And then Cuddle Hex is not terrible. Not terrible, I say. It's not great, but it's not terrible. So we'll take it. Seraph the Chaste. Seraph will remove half of any buff and debuff effect stacks. That includes spell weakness, unfortunately, so the Energy Siphon won't be as good against Seraph the Chaste. We've got the Sin of Failure, has the Looming Dark Shard. Looming Dark Shard is the only one that really bothers us, and they haven't. And then enemy units deal 1 damage to the front unit on death. The Explosive Sigil seems to be a relatively rare one to see with Daedalus the Professor, but we're seeing it yet again. So, let's look at our starting deck. We have Solgard the Martyr, who has the Incant Gain a Shard. What the shard does depends on how we upgrade it. The Foregone Power I don't really like. Especially adding Frostbite to the front enemy unit is the most meaningless one to add Frostbite to. Plus the discard a card at random. Foregone Powers are not my favorite. The torches are pretty good, the train stewards are terrible. Alright, let's see how this goes. I think that I am going to do the artifact first yet again. The Queen's Tail is very interesting. Encourages us to get an Imp card. And then Scorching Restraint encourages us to get Rage cards. Both of these really come from the Hellhorned card pool, so there's not a lot to say here. I think the Queen's Tail is generally a stronger relic. Artifact, I mean. So I think I'm going to take Queen's Tail. But hard choice, especially because we have neither of those effects in our starting deck. Alright, the Titan channel is the phased one. Phased is weird. Dire Channel. Deal 3 damage per shard to the front enemy unit. It's not bad. The 10 health is pretty scary though. Only 10 health is really not much to go around. The action triggers at the start of this unit's turn. So it's kind of like dealing damage. Deal 3 damage per shard to the front enemy unit. You know, it's not wonderful. It really isn't wonderful. But those shards really do stack up. We just need something to put in front of Solgard the Martyr, so that Solgard the Martyr can actually do much. Alright, not a great start, but let's see how we do against this first one. Mark of Invasion. I do like Mark of Invasion. It's pretty dangerous to do with Solgard the Martyr. But still, I do like the Mark of Invasion. It just probably costs us some Pyre health, and that's it. Some Pyre health and that's it isn't too bad. Now then, we might just take all of the Pyre health, because there's really nothing that we can put in front of any of these. Yeah, not really. In that case, I think what we do is we play Train Steward, Solgar the Martyr at the bottom. And then we might Hidden Passage the Trusted Priest. And just take our damage from the Clergyman. It's unfortunate. Don't get me wrong, it's unfortunate. But I think that's what we're going to do. So Solgar the Martyr goes down here. We put a Train Steward in front because that's the only thing that we have to guard our champion in our deck. Train Stewards. I think that we add the Cuddle Hex down here. It's not like we could add any other unit in our deck. And I think that we want the Cuddle Hex in front here. Cuddle Hex is pretty bad with Foregone Power, by the way. Another reason to get Foregone Power out of the deck. And then Hidden Passage you. And Foregone Power you. Alright, we're dealing you some damage, but honestly, it's not much. So we're about to take 9 damage on our Pyre. And then next turn, it's only 4 damage. It'd be nice to get rid of that damage, and it would have been nice to draw a torch when the Collector showed up. Man, we got unlucky there. We've got 5 torches left in our deck. We did not get a torch when the Collector showed up. That was just unlucky. We could... So we could kill one of these with a Foregone Power. That would save 1 damage on the Pyre. We could potentially kill you with a Foregone Power. I think we want to play our Train Steward. And we want to play our Train Steward in the center, I think. Because we have 2 more Train Stewards in our deck. Playing a Train Steward at the top, it just dies. Play the Train Steward in the center. So that's what I knew to do. Next. A torch will take care of you. We are very likely to draw a torch next turn. So no reason to Foregone Power you. How about Energy Siphon you? Foregone Power. And unfortunately, we didn't get to play the other one. Alright, you're only dealing 4 damage. Oh no, 3 damage per shard. You're dealing 12 damage. That's a lot more than 4. And we're going to take another 4 damage on our Pyre. And we didn't get the Train Steward. Still turning out to be a rough start. We did get 2 torches. Exactly what I wanted to see. Because I want to torch this... Actually, that one doesn't die to a torch like I said it would. Whoops. This one dies to a torch, though. Let's torch you. We have to put a Train Steward in front here for us to do well against the boss at all. This torch, probably we play the torch on you. And then we play Foregone Power here, I guess. It's not the best. Okay, how well can we actually deal with the boss? Not very well, honestly. Not very well. You're taking 4 damage. If we torched you, torch would deal you 4 damage. So that doesn't do much unless we torch you multiple times, which we could do. I think we definitely Hidden Passage you. And then the question is, do we torch the boss a whole bunch? Or do we torch this one? The boss is taking 75 damage this turn. And probably not a lot in future turns. Yeah, probably not. Our deck doesn't exactly do damage. So I think using the torches and getting the most benefit out of the shard is probably the best. So let's do that. Also, Cuddle Hex did practically nothing, except for the damage, of course. But Cuddle Hex did pretty much nothing this round. Oh, until now. It froze that one torch card. It's the first time the Cuddle Hex had a chance to freeze a card. We did get a Weight of Contrition, which is unfortunate. We will play that. Energy Siphon, Energy Siphon. Unfortunately, the only damage card that we have is Torch, so those Energy Siphons did essentially 2 damage. Like, each of them did 2 damage. And then... oh, right. Another Weight of Contrition. The Foregone Powers are not bad. The Foregone Power does more damage than a Torch does, and it might discard the Weight of Contrition. It might. Let's play a Foregone Power first. Okay, we lost a Torch, but we didn't lose the other Foregone Power, which is what I was hoping for, because that means... I guess that still means that we take the 5 damage. Don't think there was a way not to, but I did the most I could. We took 20 damage. And we didn't even defeat the Collector. Ouch. The Mollusk Mage is pretty decent. It's pretty decent, but I don't think it's great. I do like my Ice Tornadoes. We could do Ice Tornado. The problem with the Mollusk Mage right now is that we have only torches to help it. I think we want Ice Tornado. Alright, Ice Tornado it is. And we do want an Imp. Alright. Which Imp, though? Do we want the Molting Imp or the Fledgling Imp? Probably the Molting Imp, I think. Is it better to take it than a Vent? It probably is, because of our Queen's Tail. Even though Vent is pretty decent. Let's take Molting Imp. Now then, we probably want the Merchant of Magic. The Hellhorned unit is not likely to have a whole lot of health. Some of the Hellhorned units just don't have much health. But we do need a unit. We do need a unit to put in front of our champion. If we got a unit... Unfortunately, the Cuddle Hex is... I don't know what we would do with the Merchant of Steel on the Cuddle Hex. Oh man, we probably need a unit, but this Hellhorned unit could be almost nothing to us. I guess we've got to go for it anyway. Let's see what the Hellhorned unit is. Okay, Demon Fiend does have a lot of health, but it's very hard to play. Branded Warrior does not have much health, does not really help. So do we choose Demon Fiend even though we can't currently play it? That's so unfortunate. We could get Demon Fiend and not be able to play it for a few rounds. Or we could get Branded Warrior and have another unit in the deck that does not have a whole lot of health. Oh man. Honestly don't know what to do here. I guess we will take the Demon Fiend and try to build a deck that can play it. So Endless is kind of nice. We could put Endless on... Oh, we could put Endless on the Molting Imp. Ho ho, that's pretty good with Queen's Tail. Alright. The Molting Imp gets an Immortal Stone. Alright, so that was good. Are we doing either of these or are we purging a card? I don't think Rage 7 is great here. So I think we're purging a card. And we're purging a Foregone Power, because currently they are worse than Train Stewards. And you have to be pretty bad to be worse than a Train Steward. We could get the Divine Boons, but don't think that's great. Let's move on. Alright, rough start. We are getting a unit draft this time, and I will take it. Even though the armor 10 is dangerous for us. The armor 10 is somewhat dangerous for us. But we kind of need the unit draft. Alright, well, this one looks like it's going to be a painful one too. We did get Molting Imp first turn. That's pretty nice. You can see how the torches are pretty terrible. Pretty terrible. In the deck that we currently have. Well, we do play the Molting Imp. No reason not to play the Molting Imp. We got a Foregone Power. It helps. It helps a little bit. We have to keep the Soulguard the Martyr alive, and that's going to be hard. That's going to be hard. At least we have a Molting Imp to put in front every single turn. I'm thinking about who we torch. Do we torch this one? It means that a Molting Imp could take care of it on a future turn. I guess that's a reason to do that. I think you're gonna get all the way to the top. I think you are. Okay, we did draw a Train Steward to put in front at the bottom. And we should do that. That means that you don't get killed, which is highly important. There is a Collector at the top. We do want the Collector. There's a couple different ways that we could do that. I think the most important thing for us to do is kill this one so it does less damage on our Pyre. And we do that with the Molting Imp. I think that's the most important thing for us to do. So we do that. We got a Hidden Passage. We could Hidden Passage you. That would mean we have better chance to take out these two. And it's not like we're not going to... This guy is not going to make it to the buyer. I think we were going to play the Foregone Power on you. So what are we doing here? Energy Siphon somebody. If we Energy Siphon at the bottom, then the Train Steward dies, which might be a problem. We do have a couple more Train Stewards and a Cuddle Hex to put in front of our champion, as well as our Molting Imp. So maybe that's not terrible. Do we play this other Train Steward? If we played it there, it would do basically nothing. Especially if we Hidden Passage this Trusted Priest. I certainly don't want to Hidden Passage either of the other two. Yeah, let's Hidden Passage the Priest. So Hidden Passage the Priest, that means that any damage on this guy will be healed. Which means if we play this Train Steward, we could play it in the center, put it behind the Molting Imp, and that would do something in a future turn, but not this turn. I think that we Energy Siphon you, primarily to get the shard value up on you, and we Foregone Power the Collector so we actually get some gold. Okay. Going to take more damage on the Pyre. And honestly, I don't know what we're going to do against the boss. We did not draw a Train Steward, by the way. My word. Okay. No question about what we do with the Molting Imp. The Molting Imp goes here. We could Hidden Passage. We could Hidden Passage Soulguard the Martyr. Actually, Hidden Passage Soulguard the Martyr, we already have a Train Steward there. The only problem is we can't fit enough things on that floor to replay the Molting Imp if we did that. So maybe not the best. We don't really want to Hidden Passage either of these. I technically want to kill this one, but the chances of killing that one are pretty low, even with the Foregone Power and 3 torches, because the torches only do 2 damage apiece. What do we do? Do we do anything? We're going to play the Foregone Power. If nothing else, the Foregone Power will give 1 shard to Soulguard the Martyr. But I don't know what to do with the torches, because any torch that we play increases his attack power. If we play 3 torches here, then we kill this one, but we give 3 attack power to you. That doesn't seem great, but I also think that it might be the best that we can do, which is not great. Alright. I think that was pretty unfortunate. We could Foregone Power you, but I don't think that helps much. Let's just do it down here. Okay. Really unfortunate battle. See, we're going to take 14 more damage from you, currently. The only thing that can save that is the Ice Tornado, and we kind of need to play the Ice Tornado down here, right? If we don't play the Ice Tornado down here, what happens? How do we take out the boss? I honestly don't know how we take out the boss if we don't play Ice Tornado. And Ice Tornado is the only thing that can prevent this 14 damage. But I think we have to play what we have in our hand. Actually, the Ice Tornado, it's too expensive. It's too expensive to play this turn. Okay, that's also unfortunate. Well, I guess what we do is we play our Train Steward. We play a Molting Imp in front of the Train Steward. We drew a Deadweight. Not my favorite. And then we torch you so that we can kill you with the Molting Imp next turn. And we Energy Siphon you so that the Ice Tornado will deal more damage to you. Eventually. Oh man. This one is looking so bad. Could we actually die on the second battle? It's looking like we might. So we can't really fit much here. You're gaining health. Ick. So we have to play the Molting Imp. There's no question about that. Molting Imp has to be played. Next, what do we do? See, the Foregone Power is really nice, but if it discards Ice Tornado, it's pretty bad. Unless we play Ice Tornado this turn. Instead of one of these two. So we could play Ice Tornado and then Foregone Power. I guess that's the best we've got. Okay, currently we are set to die from this boss. Currently that's what's happening. The boss still has 88 health. And a whole bunch of torches doesn't do much. Whole bunch of torches doesn't do much. So I think we die. Yeah, do we die? It's going to be close. We died. Alright, you know what I'm going to do? This is going to be the first time I've ever done this. But we're going to just run it back. We're going to do Stygian and Hellhorned again. Same combination, and let's just go. So, run it back. Oh, we got very similar starting deck. We got Cuddle Hex again, Hidden Passage again, but we got Helical Chrysalis instead. So, very similar. We're going up against Seraph the Diligent this time. The first spell card played each turn gains Consume, which is dangerous. Bell the Wings of Light, and Daedalus that has Constructed Explosive enter with Damage Shield. Okay, well, let's see how well we do this time. Soulguard the Martyr again, of course. The Foregone Powers are quite bad. Yeah, alright. Let's see what we have. So Divine Horde first. So again, we got a Rage one. Cuddlebeard works okay with the fact that we have the Foregone Powers. Frostbite does not decay, though. It does not work against the Last Divinity, but it does work against everything before the Last Divinity. I think we'll take it. Cuddlebeard. And Hell's Banners is really nice. Let's start with that. And do we have the same choices? We do not. So we could do Dire Channel again, or we could do Cold Channel, works really well with Cuddlebeard. Okay. I don't like the fact that it has a Revenge ability though, because 15 health is not really enough to have a Revenge ability. Why do you have 15 health and a Revenge ability? Okay, Mark of Invasion. We're turning it on again. The thing about the first two is I think you really have to go for it, because if you don't go early, you don't take the risk early, then you fall behind. So I'm doing this again, even though we saw the risk. We saw the risk last time. If you don't do it, I think you lose. Okay, so you do practically nothing. We can't play Soulguard the Martyr anywhere near the top. Not to mention you want it at the bottom because of the Revenge ability. So you guys will get Frostbite. Frostbite will kill you. I think we should put the Train Steward behind, actually. And then Torch one of the ones that's going to deal 3 damage to our Pyre. We could do that again, or we could do the Foregone Power right here to hit this Apprentice of Light. How much do we think the Apprentice of Light is going to be a problem compared to 3 damage from you? I guess 3 damage or 3 damage, it's the same. So let's kill this one. Now then, why didn't you give Frostbite? Because we didn't play any spells. Whoops. That was not my best. Alright, you need to play spells where Soulguard the Martyr is, by the way. It's an important part of Soulguard the Martyr's ability. We're definitely doing this. That's no question. I think we're going to take the 4 damage there. Because we didn't frostbite you, you're making it to the top. If we had done the frostbite on you, it would have done even more frostbite due to Soulguard the Martyr, and you might have died before you made it. However, I did not do that, so we're doing poorly. We're taking damage twice with Soulguard the Martyr, so if we can play multiple spells, it would do a fair amount. Or we could play 1 spell and kill that one. And then we take less damage against Soulguard the Martyr. I don't like you, though, the Trusted Priest back there. Don't know how we deal with the Trusted Priest. I'm thinking about just doing a torch on the middle one. Torch on the middle one. And then we could do Cuddle Hex and Hidden Passage? No, we can't do both of those. Let's play the Cuddle Hex. So play the Cuddle Hex down here. It will freeze a card in our hand, which is a good thing. Take another 4 damage against our Pyre. This Helical Chrysalis can kill this one. Or that one, for that matter. I think we're going to kill this one. So, Helical Chrysalis this one. And then, what do we do here? It's not very easy to take care of the back one. We could do a couple of foregone powers on this front one, but you heal him for 10. On the other hand, we have another Helical Chrysalis. Let's do what we can. So do what we can means foregone power here. We got rid of our Train Steward. That's kind of one of the worst things that could have happened there. Foregone power again. So now you're taking some damage, and then we do a torch on you. Or we could torch you. Actually torch you. And then a Helical Chrysalis, if we draw it next turn, takes out both of these. I think. No. Oh, I was right. I questioned myself, though, as you could tell. So, Helical Chrysalis here. I think that's more important than dealing with the boss. Currently, it's more important than dealing with the boss. I think what we do is we play Foregone Power and the Hidden Passage. Hidden Passage, the Discipled Foot Soldier. That will deal as much damage to the Discipled Inquisitor via Frostbite as possible. I think. Yeah. I think that's the plan. Alright, you've got a whole bunch of Frostbite. A whole bunch of Frostbite means that you will probably die by the time you make it to the top. We can actually do some good things. Torch, Helical Chrysalis, and we're already winning. Alright. 14 damage taken, but we did kill the Collector and we got the gold. So we're doing so much better than our first attempt. So much better. Very tempted to take Flash Freeze because of the extra Frostbite. Frostbite... The problem is that Frostbite happens at the end of the turn. It's still good, but the fact that it happens at the end of the turn means they get to do their damage and whatnot first. Still, I think we take it. So no reason to take the imps this time. And taking a vent is probably good. Yeah, probably good to take a vent. Okay. I think we're going to go on the left path this side. This time. Because the Merchant of Magic is quite good. The Power Stone. I do like Power Stone. Let's consider the Keepstone. What would we prefer to hold over? Probably Vent. But what we really want on Vent is a True Stone, not a Power Stone, if we're going to have a holdover on it. Other things that we could hold over. Helical Chrysalis could be held over. Helical Chrysalis is one of our best spells. I don't know what to do there. The Power Stone we certainly want to put on either Helical Chrysalis or Vent. We don't have a Divine Temple, do we? We don't. Oh man. The Keepstone is probably good. But I don't know that I want it on anything here particularly. So I think I'm going to skip the Keepstone for now. Get the Power Stone. Put the Power Stone on Vent to make Vent usable when we have 0 Ember. And an Ember Stone could go on Helical Chrysalis or Flash Freeze. Let's put it on Flash Freeze. And let's reroll. Stack Stone. So Stack Stone could also go on Flash Freeze to make it so that it does Frostbite 20. Frostbite 20 is a lot of Frostbite. It's interesting. It is interesting. Let's do it. So Flash Freeze is all about the Frostbite. Oh, it's 18 and not 20 because I was factoring in the Cuddle Hex. Still, pretty decent. I do want to purge a card, but I really like putting Surge Stones on torches. Let's put a Surge Stone on the torch. Let's put an Ember Stone on something. Maybe a Helical Chrysalis to make it more useful. Yeah, put on a Helical Chrysalis. Okay. I could go to the Divine Boons in order to remove a card. It's kind of like taking a Purge Stone. I don't know if I want that. Because I do want to purge cards. We will have opportunities to purge cards. I will skip it. Alright, the Steel Slate again. Let's not die to the Steel Slate. Non-boss enemy units get extra attack. And we have a Conduit Redirector which grants spikes. We're gonna turn it on. Why not? Just because it was a problem before doesn't mean we're not going to turn it on now. So Helical Chrysalis takes care of the front one. Actually, I think we can kill all of these. So Soulguard the Martyr, Helical Chrysalis, and then Helical Chrysalis. Perfect. And then Foregone Power to increase our shard value. The Collector. We can kill the Collector a couple of different ways. The spikes here are a little bit of a problem. We could Hidden Passage one of you, though. Or we could just kill this one, so it removes the spikes. And that would mean you take 6 damage. I think that's fine. So, kill you. That removes the spikes. And then what? I think that we have to play the Train Steward here. Play the Train Steward there. That takes care of the Collector. We could also Hidden Passage you, and the Train Steward would do some damage to you. Well, no, he wouldn't, because he's killing the Collector. But still, I think Hidden Passage you is not terrible. Although, otherwise we get the Frostbite. Let's Hidden Passage this one. And then Frostbite you. Okay, so we want to take care of that enemy next turn, if we can. We can vent to take care of it. We have to play a torch first, but that's no problem. Let's play the Cuddle Hex down here. We could torch this one. We have to play a torch on you first, though. Torch before the vent. So, torch you. Should we Hidden Passage you? If we do torch here... No, we still need to torch this one. So torch this one. If we Hidden Passaged you, we would deal you damage and our Train Steward wouldn't take damage. That's actually pretty good. Hidden Passage you, vent both of them, he dies from Frostbite. Alright. And, oh, and this torch got frozen. That's also pretty nice. Thank you, Cuddle Hex. Now, most importantly, I think, is getting rid of the Conduit Redirector. And playing a Train Steward, for that matter. Do we care the order that we have Soulguard the Martyr versus Train Steward? I guess we want the Train Steward behind Soulguard the Martyr. Fine. This torch takes out you. We can't quite take you out very quickly, even if we did a big torch on you. Let's do this. And then we want to do our big torch, I think, on the Disciple Protector. So that it doesn't do 4 damage a whole bunch of times. Okay, let's do that. Unfortunately, the foregone powers are pretty useless here because we're not killing this one, and applying Frostbite to you is not very helpful. I mean, they're not completely useless, because it does incant Soulguard the Martyr. Alright, 33 Frostbite on you, and we have Flash Freeze with a double stack, and our Helical Chrysalis. And we win. Alright, made it past Battle 2, which is an improvement over the last run. Could get another Flash Freeze, could get Energy Siphon. The problem with Flash Freeze is that at the end of the day, it's pretty bad against the last divinity. But how are we killing the last divinity? We're not doing it with Frostbite. But we could do... I don't know. I don't know how we're killing the last divinity. We definitely don't have a way to do it yet. Another Flash Freeze is not terrible. An Energy Siphon is... fine. It works really well with Helical Chrysalis. Let's take it. Energy Siphon. Ooh, Hornbreak. Hornbreak is pretty nice. Also, Fortify is really nice with our champion. Granted, it's only 5 armor, but still, our champion needs the armor. The Piercing Hornbreak, though. Am I turning down a Piercing Hornbreak? I mean, Hornbreak always has piercing, but still. Yeah, let's take the Fortify. I think our champion really needs things like Fortify. And a Titan Sentry. To just increase the Frostbite even more. I mean, Steelworker also is good. Steelworker works with the champion, but the Titan Sentry works with the Cuddlebeard. I don't know. We're building a Frostbite deck, and I'm worried about the last divinity with this plan. Do we want another Merchant of Magic? I think I do. So, let's see the Concealed Caverns first. I mean, I guess let's look at what's in here first. Value Stone and True Stone. Ooh. Okay, we might put the True Stone on first. We've got Holdover and Power Stone there. Let's put the True Stone on our Vent. There we go. Now Vent is great for us. We might also take that Value Stone. Do we take a Swig? We could get a Strength Stone, get the Bone Shine as a temporary card to heal our Pyre, or Bone Rattler, which makes our Pyre deal more damage. I think that the Bone Rattler is pretty bad. The Strength Stone is almost nothing. Yeah, I don't think we want a Strength Stone on any of our units particularly. So I guess we'll take the Bone Shine and plan to use it to repair our Pyre a little bit in this battle or the next one. Now then, what are we putting Keepstone on? I would love to put it on the Vent if we could, but we can't. We could put it on Fortify. It's not my favorite on Fortify. Do we just not take the Keepstone again? I think we don't take the Keepstone again. Power Stone I want to put on this Helical Chrysalis. Actually, let's put it on this one. And then let's reduce the cost of this one to 0. And Emberstone. Emberstone on Hidden Passage, because what else do you put on Hidden Passage? Sure. Emberstone on Hidden Passage. Let's remove a card. I would like to remove a lot of different things, but Train Stewards. Train Stewards are bad. Now, we put something on a Helical Chrysalis so that we could do this. Alright, we've already got 40 pack shards. Just out of curiosity, the Cuddle Hex is a good one to sacrifice because it just adds its effect, but it's not a huge effect, so I don't think I'm going to bother. Not for 25 pack shards. Now, the constructed explosive entering with damage shield is bad for us. That is bad. There's a constructed explosive at the bottom. We did get Vent. Vent takes care of that no problem. And we want to put our Titan Sentry and Soulguard the Martyr. Okay. I think we should flash freeze the boss. Yeah, let's flash freeze the boss. Let's put a Train Steward here, I guess. And then Vent, killing most of the things down here. That was a very good first turn. That's exactly what I want to see in my first turn. Right there. I don't think we play the Bone Shine in this battle. This battle is going too well to really worry about it. The constructed explosive, we could kill that if we did a torch and then a Helical Chrysalis. But would we rather play Helical Chrysalis down here and kill this one? Actually, I don't care. So let's play Torch and Helical Chrysalis. And then torch this one. Okay. If we draw another Helical Chrysalis, we will kill this one pretty easily. If we don't, I don't know what we do against him. Maybe we should Energy Siphon him. We don't want to ascend anybody, do we? The problem with the Hidden Passage in our deck is we kind of don't want to use it most of the time. And overstacking the center is possible with our deck, but it's a little bit hard to do. I don't know. We're going to have to figure out what we do with Hidden Passage in our deck. It doesn't seem great currently. We are going to play the Foregone Power down here, but after we play the other cards that we're going to play. So, what do we do with you? I guess nothing. Nothing with you, which means we Energy Siphon you. Torch, torch, Energy Siphon. Torch, torch, Energy Siphon, Foregone Power. Okay. I think that was good. Don't like the constructed explosive there. Not much we can do about it, though. So those two are dying completely from Frostbite. You can die from Torch plus Frostbite. Which means we are left with what's down here, which is not great. Do we put a Train Steward here? I guess we do. Put that Train Steward there. And then what? You are getting plenty of Frostbite already. I guess... Let's see here. You are doing 9 times 2. That's 18. So that doesn't kill you. Plus the 2. So if we could play both Foregone Powers, and this one will do no more damage. Not that we were able to play both Foregone Powers, but still. The plan was there, it just didn't actually succeed. Alright, our front unit died, but he died applying a whole bunch of Frostbite to a lot of units, including Daedalus. You know, we could ascend Solgard the Martyr this turn. We could play a Train Steward here, ascend Solgard the Martyr. Kind of like that. The only problem is the Foregone Powers are much better down here than anywhere else. No matter what, we're doing Fortify here. That was simple. That was an easy choice. If we ascended Solgard the Martyr, we wouldn't want to play any more spells because of the Overcharged Apprentice. That's a problem. So maybe we don't do the Ascend. In which case, what do we do? I guess we play a Train Steward in front. Maybe we play a Train Steward up here for a future potential Ascend idea? Sure. Whatever. And then Foregone Power. Ooh, and we get to play Foregone Power again. Now then, Daedalus has a lot of Frostbite already. The Vent just kills you outright, but I guess we'll do that with the Helical Chrysalis anyway. We could play the Torch. There's no downside to playing Torch. We could play Cuddle Hex behind our champion. We could play Vent, dealing some damage, and Foregone Power, adding some more Frostbite. Alright, I think Daedalus has enough Frostbite that he should die. I guess he doesn't yet. Let's torch him. Let's Foregone Power and Energy Siphon. And then be kind of worried. I mean, we have the spell weakness, so a Helical Chrysalis would do a lot of damage. Alright. Helical Chrysalis here for potential victory. As long as the Foregone Power doesn't discard the other Foregone Power, I guess it didn't matter. We still take damage from Daedalus. It hurts though. Okay, that did not go extremely well. Even with all of the Frostbite that we were able to put on Daedalus, that means we're not doing amazing. Gifts for a guard is quite interesting, especially with, I think it's Seraph the Diligent that we have that consumes the first spell card you play each turn. Harness the Titan doesn't do much with the deck that we have. It works really well with Helical Chrysalis, but it doesn't work with the Foregone Powers. It doesn't really do much for Flash Freeze. It's still really neat though. I think I want to try Gifts for a Guard. Hey, Alpha Fiend. Interesting. You've got actual health, which means we could put our champion behind you. Okay, that's something. I don't particularly like the Alpha Fiend, but it is something. And do we want Fell's Remorse, Urzel's Compound, or Light of Seraph? Kind of a hard choice. Because we've got Hell's Banners, I don't think it's going to be Fell's Remorse. Even though Hell's Banners doesn't do much in the deck that we have. Let's do Urzel's Compound. Alright, we could remove 2 cards, which is quite nice. 3 artifact, some money. I think it's going to be remove 2 cards. Remove 2 cards. And I think we're going to peek in here. Notice the Extreme Stone and the Truth Stone. 2 rather nice stones to see. And then upgrade our champion. So Cold Channel 2 adds a whole lot more health. That's very important to me. That's all it adds is the health. But the health is a lot. So let's do that. I'm thinking right now, how are we going to defeat the last divinity? Railbeater. Railbeater is something. Branded Warrior. Does Branded Warrior do much of anything in our deck? It could go behind Alpha Fiend. Could go behind Titan Sentry. Putting it behind Titan Sentry isn't terrible. It's just not amazing. I don't think the melee weakness does much for us, but the armor 30 is not bad. I guess let's take the Branded Warrior. It does something. Let's go here. We don't have enough money for the Immortal Stone. Don't know what we would put it on anyway. The Rune Stone, I would love to put that on the champion, of course. What do we put that on instead? Could go on Titan Sentry. Could go on Alpha Fiend. Both of those make a fair amount of sense. I think we put it on the Alpha Fiend. And then do we Heartstone that Alpha Fiend too? I think the Titan Sentry really likes that as well. Let's put the Heartstone on the Titan Sentry. So we've increased the health of both of these, essentially. Let's remove 2 Train Stewards. We have a fair number of units in our deck now, which means that Train Stewards are much worse. And we've already done the Merchant of Steel, which means Divine Temple. So Extreme Stone could go on Helical Chrysalis to do a lot. I think we like that. Would we rather have a True Stone? I don't think so. I think we'd rather do the Extreme Stone. And then we just don't have anything to put this on except for torches, so we're not going to take it. Okay, next battle. Battle 4. Let's go. Ancient Hate. Enemy units enter with Spell Shield 2. It's not good for me, especially with the Clipped Conduit. Because how do we kill the Clipped Conduit? I guess we kill the Clipped Conduit with Frostbite. From either the Titan Sentry or our champion. And we also have Vent. I think that the Frostbite goes through the Spell Shield. But still, do we really want to turn on Spell Shield 2 with the deck that we have with the Stygian Guard? I do because of the money. Because the money is important to me. Oh man, this could be a bad idea. I'm going to turn it on. Could be a bad idea, let me tell you. Okay, where are we putting Solgar the Martyr this time? It could go at the bottom, but this 15 times 2 is really dangerous on the very first turn. Still, might be what we do. We could ascend this unit. It would still get to the top next turn, but we could put off dealing with it. And instead just deal with these two. It's not amazing. However, I think we might do it. Where do I want to put the Branded Warrior? Maybe behind Solgar the Martyr? So we play Solgar the Martyr first. We ascend you. You are dying from the Frostbite. Which means you go to the next floor. Which means you are currently the problem. I think we should torch you to get rid of one of the spell shields. And then put the Branded Warrior down here. Play Fortify on our champion. I kind of want to play the Train Steward in the center just to get rid of it. Let's do that. Get rid of that Train Steward. So the Frostbite is not affected by Spell Shield. I thought that was true, but I was not sure, so I'm glad that we have confirmed that. The Helical Chrysalis can kill you. It's kind of sad that we don't, like, Torch does not kill this one. However, this is the most important one to deal with this turn. We have another one of those. Ick. But it's dying. It's dying already, even though it's dealing our champion a fair amount of damage. So Helical Chrysalis kills this one. You deal no damage, so we don't care if you get to the top. We want to kill the Collector, but we can't. We should play the Alpha Fiend and the Cuddle Hex. I guess we play those two in the center. The Titan Sentry is the weird one out currently. We don't really know where we're putting the Titan Sentry. In theory, we could put the Alpha Fiend at the top. Just kind of weird at the top. Let's put it in the center. And the Cuddle Hex is the only thing that can fit with it. So let's put it here. Or we could put the Cuddle Hex down here. It's the only thing that fits in both places. I guess we'd rather have it at the bottom. Actually, I'm rethinking that. We want to put the Cuddle Hex here because we could ascend our units and overstack the center, which might be good in this one. Torch does kind of nothing. Doesn't even kill the Collector. So let's play it down here so we stack up charges on Soul Guard. Okay, well, the Collector got away, but we did choose Ancient Hate, and Ancient Hate gives us more money than the Collector would. Vent takes care of most of the problems at the bottom. Helical Chrysalis actually does a fair amount. Well, it doesn't because of the spell shield. You are dying. We don't care about you. We have a Titan Sentry that we want to play. Okay, let's play the Titan Sentry here. It doesn't do much at the top, granted. But maybe I should not have played it at the top then. Maybe I should have waited, played it at the bottom after we played an Ascend card. I think that would have been better. So the Energy Siphon could make the Vent do more damage. The Helical Chrysalis does nothing except remove Spell Shield, which is all it's going to be able to do, unless we just kill this one with it. Could just kill this one with it. Hard choices. I think I would like to do it to remove the Spell Shield. I think. And then we do the Vent. Actually, we could Energy Siphon and then do Vent. I don't know. I think that was kind of silly. Yeah, that was kind of silly. Well, we stacked up shards on our champion, I guess. Okay, you're doing nothing up there. We don't have enough for Gifts of a Guard, sadly. Gifts for a Guard is not being played this turn. You are doing 9 damage to my champion, which is painful. Do we ascend a unit this turn? We could ascend our champion. Or we could ascend you. I think I like ascending the Branded Warrior. So ascend the Branded Warrior. The torches do nothing. Send the Branded Warrior. The torches really don't do much of anything, except remove a spell shield. Sure. Actually, there's no reason to do that. We have Flash Freeze. Flash Freeze is better than Torch in all respects. So Flash Freeze this one. And then Foregone Power, just the front one, you know. Oh, and the torch remains frozen. Great. Forgot about the Cuddle Hex, because it's done so little. We drew Gifts for a Guard again. Could play the Bone Shine. Could play the Bone Shine. I'm thinking about playing Bone Shine because it gives 15 Pyre health, which is a pretty decent amount. And I don't think that these two are that problematic for us. I mean, the back one is, but what are we going to do against it with our hand? I think we do play Bone Shine. There we go, heal our Pyre. Play a couple of these, and then hopefully Gifts for a Guard is the one that gets frozen, right? Haha, it was. We did not get the ability to ascend. Also, why do we only have 2 Ember? Did we play you last turn? We couldn't have. Why do we only have 2 Ember? Maybe we did play you last turn. But I thought Gifts for a Guard we couldn't play last turn because we only had 2 Ember. What? I don't know why we only have 2 Ember. Well, it's frozen, so we'll play it a future turn. For this turn, we want to take out this one if we can. It's getting 49 right now because it's getting 5 extra Frostbite. So we would have to do 23 damage to it. 23 is kind of a lot to ask for. I guess this one does 21 though. So 21, it doesn't do 21 because the 3 damage doesn't happen. You are dying, which means you are definitely getting to the 2nd floor. I want to take out that one, but I also want to make sure that we take out the boss, and I'm not extremely confident about taking out the boss. I guess let's do what we can here. So up here we can play the Flash Freeze and a Foregone Power. Flash Freeze and Foregone Power. Oh, it discarded the frozen card. How unfortunate. Alright, well, that's what happens. We play the Torch to get rid of the Spell Shield. And then we play Foregone Power. Now, how much Frostbite does the boss have? It has 26. That's not a whole lot, actually. That's not as much as I would have liked. Oh no. Well, armor, definitely. Yeah, armor definitely. We can play all of the cards in our hand, so I guess we should. Except for the Hidden Passage. Why would we play Hidden Passage? We could play it on the Cuddle Hex. Or we could play it on the Branded Warrior. Both of those are not terrible to play Hidden Passage on, because next turn we will have a much more survivable place. So I guess we play Hidden Passage on our Branded Warrior. Sure. Or we could Hidden Passage the Alpha Fiend, because it does more damage. Interesting option. We could Hidden Passage the Alpha Fiend, which means we basically do no damage on this floor, but next time we're doing 30 damage for as long as he survives. Actually, that's quite nice. So we will Hidden Passage you, but because you have Incant, we should play other things first. Like Torch, well, the Self-Mutilation, whatever. We're going to play Energy Siphon on the boss. Do we play it before or after we play Vent? We're definitely getting a Helical Chrysalis next turn, which does more damage than the Vent. So let's play Hidden Passage now. Play the Vent, and then play Energy Siphon. Okay. Oh no, we got 2 self-mutilations. Alright, well. Whatever. We can't ascend our own unit, but we can still play Hidden Passage, I think. Let's try it. Alright, great. We still got the Incant value there. And then play both self-mutilations. Definitely play the Helical Chrysalis first because of the spell weakness. And then we're winning. Alright. That was a tricky one at the end there. Glad I figured out a way to not take damage. Unnamed Tome. Apply silence to enemy units. I think that works pretty well. Let's think here. Silence removes the triggered abilities. I don't think Seraph the Diligent has a triggered ability. So it works against some things, but I don't think it works against Seraph the Diligent. Guardian's Amulet might actually be good. Might actually be good. I don't really like Frenzied Swarm. I think we take Guardian's Amulet. The Offering might work with our Foregone Powers. And Sap 2 is really nice when we do a whole bunch of frozen damage, because we do that after the turn. Inflame is Rage 4 and Armor 5. Impish Scholar returns a spell card that was consumed. Such as the Torch. Or the things that we get from Gifts of a Guard. Doesn't seem useful. Inflame. I want to add more armor, but Inflame is a really expensive way to add more armor. Do we take it anyway? The Rage 4 is not nothing. On the other hand, we could just take Rage Serum, which adds the Rage, but not the armor, and costs 2 less. Let's take Inflame. I do think we want a Fell's Remorse at this point. So interesting things on the left. They're all kind of interesting. If we went to the Hell Vent, what would we duplicate? Flash Freeze, Gifts for a Guard, one of these Helical Chrysalists. The Vent. All of those are decent options. Otherwise, we could remove 2 cards, which is pretty powerful. Visit a Merchant of Magic, which might be good. And the Artifact. Yeah, let's go to the right. First things first, let's look at the Divine Temple. Extreme Stone only works on a torch currently. Purge Stone also works on a torch, and you actually want to put it on a torch. Now let's take our artifact. Friendly units enter with Rage 3, or Winged Steel. I really like Winged Steel. Winged Steel draws more cards. Let's take Winged Steel. Remove 2 cards. One of them is a Train Steward. One of them is probably a Torch. I think the Torches are worse than the Foregone Powers, as bad as the Foregone Powers are. I think the Torch is worse. Holdover could be played on one of these cards. Hidden Passage could have Holdover, which would be weird, but it would be better for trying to stack the middle floor. Power Stone can only go on torches. Emberstone. Emberstone is really good on Gifts for a Guard or Inflame. Gifts for a Guard, I just realized, draws our own spells. Whoops. That's not what I wanted. Okay, let's put it on Inflame. I think. Put it on Inflame. What do I want Keepstone on? We could put that on Inflame as well, so that we just constantly play an Armor 5 card. It's something. It is something. It's just kind of weird. Fine, let's do it. And then I think we do want the Purge Stone. I don't normally take Purge Stones, but let's take a Purge Stone. Put it on a torch. And leave this one. Question what deck we're building. Okay, Mark of Invasion is fine. The Self-Made Harpy is bad for us, I think. Mark of Invasion is fine, though. The Alpha Fiend. And Sogard the Martyr. Let's see here. The Titan Sentry can just kill everything, honestly. And Sogard the Martyr can just kill everything. The Torch doesn't quite take out that one. I think what we do is we play Titan Sentry maybe in the middle. Maybe we play Alpha Fiend in the middle and Titan Sentry at the top. I'm trying to think of what we would do for eventually ascending a unit. Maybe what we do is we play everything at the top. Playing everything at the top is weird when you do Frostbite, because applying Frostbite at the very end is kind of bad. Especially with Sogard the Martyr. Huh. What if we play the Alpha Fiend at the top behind the Titan Sentry? Sure. It's a thought. We're going to play Sogard the Martyr here. We can actually play Guardian's Amulet, which is quite nice. Sap 2 means that if we torch one of these, then we also get the benefit. The Sap 2 removes the benefit that they add. That's kind of nice, because I did want to play Torch, but I didn't know what to do with it. So let's play Torch. Then we play Foregone Power. Great. So we take 10 damage there, and then we do Frostbite on all of them. Nice. That is exactly kind of what I wanted to happen. The Branded Warrior. We could play that in the center. I want to play Fortify probably where Sogard the Martyr is. Kind of want the Branded Warrior to be at the top, which means we could put it in the center and then Hidden Passage it. Sure, let's do that. So Branded Warrior goes here, then we Hidden Passage it. Fortify goes here, of course. Gifts for a Guard we can't play this turn. We could Hidden Passage again, or we could Torch something. Both of them honestly do about the same. I want to play something. I'm thinking about this Clipped Guardian and the Collector. So I think we do the Torch here, and we do Foregone Power on the Collector. Great, our guys at the top are getting stronger. Our champion is dying. Kind of quickly, honestly, which is not my favorite. You are taking not enough damage, but we could change that with a Helical Chrysalis. Our champion is not dying this turn, and it's killing all the unfortunate units here. So maybe we play Helical Chrysalis here so that you die. And then we play Cuddle Hex at the bottom. Torch and 2 Foregone Powers. Actually, the Foregone Powers are better than a Torch. So let's hope that it discards Deadweight. Ha-ho, it did. And we drew another Foregone Power. Okay. Guess we play another one. And then we play the Torch. Okay. The Winged Steel. I forgot about the Winged Steel. Very nice. Our champion still is not dying at the bottom. And we could add Inflame to our champion. Huh. I like that. Add Rage to the champion. We could do the piercing damage first, which would kill this one, and then do Helical Chrysalis to damage this one. We wouldn't get to play... We could play Flash Freeze first. Let's do that. Let's make it so that all of these die. So now we do Vent. And then we do, oh, Fortify is great to see. And then we do Energy Siphon and Helical Chrysalis. Great. And we got a whole bunch of shards on our champion that turn. Pretty nice. We did not need this brief respite. But since we have it, we'll play Inflame on our champion again. And then we will play a bunch of Foregone Powers. A bunch was only one because it discarded the other one. Should we Hidden Passage you? We would draw a card if we Hidden Passaged you. But I don't know why you would be more valuable in the second floor than the floor that you're on. I guess we could ascend you again. Okay, we'll do that. And we get to play Foregone Power. Great. Now, in theory, we are going to do a lot of Frostbite to the Self-Made Harpy. That's the theory. We kind of don't want to kill that one. Yeah, we don't want to torch that one, even though we could, we don't want to. I think we play Gifts for a Guard. Yeah, let's play Gifts for a Guard first. Ho-ho, Guardian's Amulet. Very nice. Very nice to see that. Flash Freeze is quite nice too. Okay, so let's do this. We're Hidden Passaging you. We already knew we were going to do that. Actually, we could Hidden Passage the Sycophant. Ho-ho, I like that more. Because then the Sycophant doesn't deal the damage to you. Was that better? That may have been not better. I think that was worse. Whoops. Poor choices. Anyway. Helical Chrysalis kills the front one and does some damage. Energy Siphon. What would we like to Energy Siphon? I guess the Flash Freeze is the thing that we would most like to double. So let's double the Flash Freeze. Just the damage part. And then we play Foregone Power. And another Foregone Power. And we have Sapped you, so you do a whole lot less damage. And I believe that we put on enough Frostbite that we just win. We did. I mean, we win this turn. Great. Self-Made Harpy went down pretty easily, honestly. That was good. Urchin Spines, I am perfectly fine with. The Guardian Stone actually works pretty decently with our sort of plan. of ascending units into the same floor. Interesting. Let's take the Guardian Stone, because it does actually work. Impalate does nothing. Battering Ram doesn't do much. Branding Right is kind of like 15 armor. And it actually works with the revenge ability. Oh, okay. Branding Right is actually good for the first time ever. Because it works with revenge. Do I want the Merchant of Magic again? You know, I just thought of something. The Branding Right is really bad if we draw it from Gifts for a Guard, because you don't want the extra magic power. Interesting problem. There's a Merchant of Steel, which is not terrible, but it has two other things that are not that important to us, so let's go this way. Look at the Merchant of Magic. We see Eternal Stone. Let's think about that slightly. We have nothing to play that on. Okay. Speaking of the Surge Stone, we can only put that on torches. Okay, interesting. Let's go to the Concealed Caverns. What do we get? Oh, we got the crystals. Oh man, which of these do we want? Because the large one would work really well, and the minor one helps us set up faster. The large one could go on the Titan Sentry, because we usually want to put that at the top. And having 30 more health is quite nice. The major problem with that idea is that we couldn't fit it in the center anymore. Right? It adds 2. We could actually put it in the center. Or we could make the Alpha Fiend take up only 1 space. I think we really want the major refraction. And then the question is, what do we put it on? Because there's a couple good choices. The Branded Warrior is not terrible. The Titan Sentry is quite nice. I think we want it on the Titan Sentry. Okay. So we've got a Behemoth. We are depending very much on our Ascend cards now. Which also means I think we're going to Emberstone one of them. But first, at the end of turn, apply Frozen to a random card in your hand. Not terrible. Rage does not decay. Not terrible. Friendly units get +5 health. Actually, not too bad. I like all of these. The Collection of Tales works with the Inflame, which is kind of nice because we have holdover on Inflame. But it's the only thing that it works on. I guess it works on one of our... Branded Warrior starts with Rage. And gets Rage, theoretically. Icicle Fracture is kind of like drawing more cards. But only if we don't discard them. Which is something that we do quite frequently. Let's get Collection of Tales. I don't know that it's great, but it is something. Unstable Vortex. We want to remove Orgon Powers a little bit. We want to remove Torches. I think the 2 damage Torches are really bad. Let's remove those. We could have made one of them a Surge Stone instead. Let's just take the Emberstone. Emberstone on Hidden Passage. I want to re-roll to see if we can get a better stone here. Let's see. Permafrost. That is nice. Doesn't work very well when you have foregone powers in your deck. What would be permafrost? You know, there's not that much that we would permafrost. I guess that Guardian's Amulet, because if we haven't discarded it, we want to. Alright, fine. Interesting choice, but I think it was good. And then Emberstone on... maybe Branding Right? Maybe Gifts for a Guard? Definitely not the Torch, and definitely not the Guardian's Amulet. So it's one of those two. Let's do Branding Right. And I can't quite explain why. I think I want to remove one foregone power. And I could be convinced to remove more. The Cuddle Hex is also not the best in our deck, but let's do foregone power. And move on to Fell the Wings of Light. Alabaster Guardians have multi-strike. Fell empowers units with rage. You know, the multi-strike Alabaster Guardians are bad, especially because of the Rage 3 on them. That's kind of a lot of rage. Don't like that you've got a 15 times 2 there. I think what we're going to do in this one is we are going to try to set up in the center, which means Titan Sentry is getting in the center. Soulguard the Martyr is going at the bottom, at least for now. We are doing Inflame, of course. And then Helical Chrysalis. Foregone Power might discard Guardian's Amulet. It did. Great. I mean, I guess we could have played it. And you don't get to freeze the Deadweight. Now then, are you going to have enough Frostbite for you to die? I kind of don't know the answer to that. We want to play you so that we can ascend you on a future turn. Okay, let's do that. I don't like giving you armor, but I think that we should to give our own unit armor. And should we energy siphon anything? So let's see here. You're going to have 33 Frostbite at the end of this turn, which is still not enough. That's still not enough for you to die. And we don't have many things that can target you. Let's see here. That means you need to take 11 more damage. Which doesn't happen with Branding Right. It only really happens with Helical Chrysalis or Vent. Vent is the thing that could kill you. And if we're going to vent you, we don't need to energy siphon you. I think we're going to energy siphon this one right here. Oh, the Guardian Stone. Kind of sad to draw that like that. Oh, our champion died. Whoops. I did not notice, I guess, that the champion was dying. Well, that's not great. That's not great at all. We did get the vent at the top. We got a branded warrior. And we got Cuddle Hex. Where do we even put the Cuddle Hex? We can't put it at the top, we can't put it in the center. Can't really put it at the bottom if we're going to play Branded Warrior. And we want to play it because we would gain Ember if we played it. You also have Sweep. Sweep is bad for us. Don't like what's happening. I think this is going to be a difficult battle. Yeah. I think we play the Branded Warrior. And you are taking 4 from Sweep, but at least you don't die like the Cuddle Hex would. Then we will Inflame you. We will Fortify you. Hidden Passage is great. We could now Hidden Passage our Branded Warrior. I kind of want to Hidden Passage this one too, but I think the Branded Warrior first. That means that you die. That means we could play Cuddle Hex. How about that? Cuddle Hex would die. Just... Right, the Sweep. The Sweep is a problem. We cannot play Cuddle Hex. We can play Branding Right, which does go usefully on you. Do you still die if we do that, though? 30, 48... 48 plus 21 is 69. Looks like you do. Especially because you've got the Frostbite. Okay, and then vent at the top. So that you die. The problem is the boss, because we already lost our champion, which does the most Frostbite by far. And I'm kind of sad that I didn't even notice that we were losing the champion. Like, losing the champion is bad. Not even noticing that you're losing the champion, that's even worse. You will essentially die. You would definitely die if we played Helical Chrysalis, but we could do that here. I like doing it here. We can Inflame you. If we did it first, we would draw it, which means that we would Inflame you twice. Is that what we want? I guess that's not bad. So, discard that. Wait a minute. Doesn't Inflame have Holdover? Holdover. When played, this card is placed on the top of your draw pile next turn. Oh. Okay. It doesn't get placed on the top until next turn. Interesting. Not what I thought. We will Hidden Passage you. And then we Foregone Power here. Alright, so we have overstacked the center. Overstacking the center is probably the best way of dealing with the boss. Probably. We can almost surely discard this Guardian's Amulet. Almost surely. It's not completely surely, but almost. Let's hold over you, or Inflame you, I mean. Inflame you. Helical Chrysalis you because you have Sweep, and that's particularly bad for me. And then Foregone Power here. Ooh, we could play Cuddle Hex and it would die. It would die every place that we could play it. Cuddle Hex, you don't have enough health. We should actually go to a Merchant of Steel. Sometime. Which means the only way to guarantee that we discard Guardian's Amulet is to play the Cuddle Hex and have it die. Which at this point in the battle, like, when are we going to play Cuddle Hex? So I guess we play it and have it die. And it dies anywhere, so let's have it die here. And then we Foregone Power you, which does sap the boss. Don't know if that's going to be very important. But it happened. And that might have been something. We got gifts for a guard. Do we play gifts for a guard instead of playing Inflame? We would draw 3 spells. One of those spells could be Branding Right, which would be bad for us. One of those spells could be Flash Freeze. And doing Flash Freeze on the boss right now would be good. I don't know. It's only okay. Is Inflame better? I don't know about that. Let's play Gifts for a Guard. Hidden Passage. Interesting thing to have consume. We could Hidden Passage like this one. Would that do much for us? I'm having a hard time imagining how that does something for us. We could play Helical Chrysalis at the top, kill both of these, and then be able to play Foregone Powers against the boss directly. Which adds Frostbite, and Frostbite is good against the boss. That would mean that we would probably play Vent on you, or actually we would play Vent here. How would we deal with you? I guess we'd deal with you next turn, maybe? You're taking 107. Only 5 of that is Frostbite. So you're not really dying unless we play Helical Chrysalis on you. Okay, let's play Energy Siphon, Helical Chrysalis. Kill you outright. We drew the Branding Right. Now, what if we ascend both of you? I like that. Ascend both of you. That means that we can play Vent here. And it would kill that one, and it would add armor to you, because we have the Incant there. And you're dying this turn, which means we're a little bit better off. A little bit better off. We have another turn to deal with things. I guess we Frostbite this one right here, this Alabaster Guardian. Does that do anything? Should we have just played it for a little bit of armor? Maybe. Oh, the Guardian Stone. The Guardian Stone doesn't actually work anywhere. What we want to do is have it here, but we would need to draw it with the Ascend card. And drawing both of those together is kind of difficult to pull off. Okay, well, I think the problem is the boss. The problem is not this guy, the problem is the boss. So let's do what we can to deal with the boss, which means add more Frostbite, torch the boss, and Foregone Power here. Alright, so here's our boss. Our boss is scary, to say the least. Oh man, how are we gonna defeat this one? I don't know. Kind of don't have enough Frostbite to deal with the boss. We do have a Helical Chrysalis, so we should play Energy Siphon on the boss after we play Vent. We're going to not worry about you. We're going to focus entirely on the boss. You know, let's see here. You're taking 14 damage. 14 damage this turn means you have how much health? You have 8 plus 5, that's 13. You die to one hit from Fell the Wings of Light. That's not great. We might want to increase the rage here instead of increasing the rage there. Then we play Vent on the boss, because that's where we need to do our damage. And then do we Foregone, or do we Hidden Passage you? Hidden Passage you means that you go directly against our Pyre, but it means that Fell the Wings of Light has to deal 2 damage to the sentry, 2 attacks to the sentry. It's something, but it's not a whole lot. Branding Right would have been nice to play, I think. Do we Hidden Passage this unit? If we Hidden Passage it, it would do a lot of damage against the Pyre. I don't think we can afford to do that. We have another chance. I don't think we can afford to do it. Okay, so here we go. How much damage are we dealing Fell the Wings of Light? 344, or 334. That's not enough, obviously. Let's play the Helical Chrysalis first, of course. That does a ton of damage. That does 220 damage. Next, the Flash Freeze. Next, I think we need to put the armor on you, because we did not draw Fortify. So, put the armor on you, so that you take a little bit more. Ooh, another Energy Siphon. Interesting. We can't really do much with that, can we? I guess we can play it now. Play the Energy Siphon now. Play the Foregone Power, hope to discard Guardian's Amulet. Oh, that was not good. Alright. If we had discarded Guardian Amulet, we would have done much better. Much better. But we didn't, so here we go. Can we deal enough damage this turn? We did draw Gifts for a Guard, which gives us a chance. So let's play Gifts for a Guard. We got Vent. Vent was the best damage dealing thing that we got. I don't think that's enough. Alright, and then Foregone Power, hope to discard Guardian's Amulet. Alright, well, I think we lose. I think we lose. Yes, definitely we lose. Alright, there we go. 2 losses with the Stygian Hellhorned. In a row, for that matter. Unfortunate. That has been a rather difficult clan combo, at least for today. But there we go, and hopefully we can win Covenant rank 21 next time. We are nearing the top, really trying to get to the top. Since both runs today were losses, no new Divine wins nor Mastered cards. On the right, I am featuring the Steel Slate, which caused my first death, though I was able to enact revenge very soon afterward. Although then I died to Fell the Wings of Light. This is the second time that Fell has felled me, The first time was my very first run of Monster Train. On the left, I am featuring 2 cards of 3 that I played with for the first time these runs. Cuddle Hex actually appeared in both runs, and suffered from low health and foregone power, discarding my hand. Branding Right only saw 1 battle, however this was exactly when you want to have Branding Right, when I have no magic power, monsters with large health pools, and those monsters have revenge abilities. For artifacts, I simply have to feature Cuddlebeard, which greatly affected almost every card choice in the second run, due to making Frostbite much better. Winged Steel is a solid artifact that I like playing with. It is often just as good as Herzl's Compound, drawing an extra card every turn, though I was sad that it didn't synergize with Holdover. There's even more detail in my tracking sheet, link in the video description. New episodes every Saturday, and thanks for watching.